Well, hello again. The Battle of Alberta continues, but it's not just hockey. Today we're going to talk about house prices. They are not the same in our two cities here in Alberta. Jay, how about you tell us a little bit about what the difference is between those two cities?
Hey Josh, super common question. I get all kinds of phone calls from, Toronto, from Vancouver, phone and ask me, hey, how do I know where I want to live? Should I go to Edmonton? Should I go to Calgary? Where do I go? We put together some data for you. And so, yeah, we can dive into that.
Amazing. So before we continue, if you like this type of content and you want to help build our channel here, how about you click on like for the video, hit that bell and subscribe, maybe leave a comment. We'll answer that there for you. Okay, tell us a bit about what the big differences are and what you tell people about choosing Edmonton over Calgary, maybe.
Right. So the first thing we talk about really is what the slide's saying here, right? Like, what is the sale price of an average home versus an average income? So the blue is the price of our homes, red is our income. You can see the income is pretty close, right? It's tight. But the blue line, they're different. They are a big difference, and they do absolutely have a difference. So here's the income. Let's start with that one. So as we can see, Calgary is about 131,000, give or take. Edmonton's 116,000, give or take. So really quite tight, right? It's more in Calgary, but is it tons more? Not really relative to the actual house prices, right? So if we look at that spread now, what we're going to find out is that it is definitely different. So $183,000 difference to live for the same house in Calgary versus Edmonton. So we got a $515,000 price in Edmonton, $698,000 price in Calgary. So, like, why is that? That's crazy, right? And how much longer will it take you to pay it off? So in Calgary, it's 5.3 times your income to buy a home. In Edmonton, it's 4.4 times your income. So Josh, you might be able to speak to that a little bit more about what that means, but essentially it's a huge difference.
Yeah, you know what? If we're paying basically an extra year's worth of our income just to buy that home, and it's about the same home, that doesn't make a lot of sense, right? We pay 30 or so percent of your income to taxes. So we're talking like all of the income for the whole year, making nothing toward your taxes, nothing toward anything, right? So we're talking about years more of your life of earning money just to pay for that home.
That's right. So essentially too, I think the other thing that we like to talk about here is people ask me, if I was to say be a plumber in Calgary versus a plumber in Edmonton, how much is there a difference in the value or what I'll make there? And I think arguably they're very, very similar. I don't think there's a big gap between what a plumber makes in Calgary to what a plumber makes in Edmonton. So that'll actually change this as well. So obviously these metrics are going to change relative to your personal situation, right? But I think the difference in the income in Calgary is they have some high paying jobs, maybe specialized, and they're based out of Calgary versus Edmonton. That's why we see that price difference there.
Yeah. So if you have the choice of working in either city, you're going to make about the same income in both. Yeah. Calgary, you make more income just because there are certain jobs that happen to pay more. But yeah, if you're looking to choose between the two cities and you can work in either of the cities, income will be about the same, but you can save years of your life by choosing a home in Edmonton. And you can work to live your life instead of work to pay for your home.
Yeah, that's the last thing I'll just tell you here is, like, I've had that conversation. People are like, oh, I'm in Calgary, I could be in Banff, in under 2 hours. Right. And I'm like, that's awesome. But if you have to work all the time and you can't afford to go to Banff, what's the point, right? You can still live up in Edmonton, drive a couple hours longer to get to the mountains, but you can actually afford to be there because your housing prices are that much lower.
So there we've got it. That is one of the big differences why you may want to choose Edmonton over where I grew up, which is Calgary. If you like this,
place to be from.
It's a good. That's very true. Amazing. Thanks so much, Jay. And we'll do this again next week.
Thanks, Josh.